Hi, I'm Mike, and you're watching Spiritual Combat. And the title of today's video is The Wrong Relationship Choice Can Be Fatal. Okay? And I think I have a similar show that has a similar title to that. But what we're going to do, I'm going to just show you some two news stories that have happened. I think one of them was recently that you know it solidifies my point, the point that I'm making, that you make the wrong relationship choices. Sometimes it could be one choice and it ends in death. So anyway, let's go ahead and read these articles. So it says, man cuts off wife's head after DNA proved 6 kids are not his. Okay. So cut her head off. So, that meant he was pretty pissed. And basically what happened, like it pretty much said, he went and got a DNA test. He thought all 6 kids were his, and turned out 6, who was father? Let's see. Yep. So so what happened in this situation? She would go to his jobs, and I guess he'd move around, be at different jobs. She'd go to his jobs and embarrass him and demand child support for his 6 kids and everything like that. And I don't know how long this went on for, but he finally went and got a DNA test, and he thought all the kids were his. Wow. So think about that. He thought all the kids were his. Okay. And it turned out none of them were his. And the man flipped out. He lost it. So, and cut her head off, And it's one of those situations. What do you expect, And yeah, he's to blame. He flipped out and lost it, but she's also to blame. They're both to blame on multiple levels. Okay. So on his level, he lost control. I mean, I could understand his anger, and the legal system, even to get off of that, even to get off of the whatever you want to call it, responsibility, or he signed as the parent, to get out of that is an uphill battle. Even when you have the proof that the DNA is even when the DNA proves the kids are not yours, if you've signed and said, hey, I'm the parent, you have a huge uphill battle. Okay, so it's still a nightmare. Then her, lying about it and being whorish and being out there sleeping around. I mean, that's a double whammy, man. And that's why, that's why you cling to the Bible so tightly and so closely. And, you have to be so careful with these situations, and just live by the word and live by that thing, because it, and you'll see I have some scriptures to go over where it warns you about this stuff. It's in there, but it just doesn't get taught by our churches. They don't put that information out there. And then we have another situation, another news article. Let's go to that. And his daughter spent last minutes calling and texting her dad for help. So, what happened in this situation, this woman here broke up with, and this is her boyfriend of, I think it was like 3 years. And I guess he had proposed to her and everything like that. And she broke it off, and he stabbed her in the chest. Then he jumped out an apartment window, and her apartment window, and killed, committed suicide. And then I saw right here, when I was pulling this up, I saw right here that there was an update, and they said he suffered from mental health issues. But in these two situations, and then also with her, like after he stabbed her, she texted her father, was trying to get help. She called 911. She texted her father. She called him on the phone, and he thought she was playing on the phone. So, it's just a sad story, man. And just with the people involved in this situation, you got to have your mind right. You got to, his mind wasn't right, I didn't, and seeing that, I'm going to kind of have to wing it on this because I don't know what was off, what he was suffering from. Apparently he beat her. There was some domestic abuse situation going there. But my thing is, this thing dragged out for it was 3 years, 6 months. Women and men alike, if you watch my videos, I tell you how to evaluate somebody to see if they're relationship material, to where, and one of my big things is you have to be ruthless with your time. You gotta weed people out super quick. You can't waste time. It's imperative because like I was telling one person, it's like you can only hold your emotions back so long, especially a man, with lust and the way it's, being around these women. And if you ain't had none in a while, you can only hold them emotions back so long, and they're going to get the best of you. So you need to be ruthless. You need to quickly weed out whether this person is relationship material or not, quickly, So for this thing to drag out 3 years, then it got broke off. Of course, he didn't have any relationship training. Apparently, if she broke it off with him, and then he, I could go in because I've read through it. I could go on both sides. There were multiple things that just little pieces I gleaned just from the brief article, and then for women, or if you're a man looking for a woman, or a woman looking for a man, if somebody has mental issues, I'm telling you this, there's always signs where you can see things, to like a thoroughly trained person, like the way I am, I could deal with a person, max 1 month, and figure out all the major red flag issues, and major red flags is stuff you need to run from, and the first thing is, which is real easy to figure out, man, they need to be in the truth. That right there, them being in the truth, them being about the Bible, the true word, and not, and truly seeking after the Lord, alleviates right there. I just eliminated like 90% of the people, them truly seeking after the word. Okay. So that's for men and women alike. Okay. Then the next thing, if you're looking for a woman, she needs to be submitted. Okay. If you're a woman looking for a man, he needs to be a true leader, and not a soft punk who's guided by lust and emotion. So that right there just eliminated another 90. That eliminated almost 99% out of the 10% you just had. So now you're down to 0.1%. So, when you look at it like that, you need to be ruthless with your time. And that's those two big things. If you kind of stay focused on those two things, you're going to be pretty safe with what comes out of that, because the majority of people you run into are not going to meet those standards. And you're like, well, Mike, that's everybody. Well, yeah. So what I'm saying is I'm saving you a bunch of time and possibly your life because you might go with this one person. It doesn't work out. Bam, you wasted 3 or 4 years, and maybe they didn't have a STD, or they didn't beat you, or there wasn't all this drama, or you didn't get stressed out, or you didn't have kids and you're on child support or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All the, each relationship, if you're following the world's standard of how to meet a person, it's a ton of wear and tear on your life, on you as a person, financially, mentally, all this stuff, physically, whether you're a man or a woman. So if you're following the world's way, you got to date and you got to get out there and figure out what you want. You got to just date some people and get to know some people and know what you like in bed and all this stuff. That's a path to destruction. That's like telling a person, hey, that's a minefield there. Now, to figure out where the mines are at, you just got to step on them and let them explode. That's what the world beast system is telling you, and I'm saying, no, you got this right here. This is a map to the minefield of relationships and life, and you need to go by that, and that will show you where all the mines are buried in this minefield, and you won't step on one and blow your leg off or whatever. Use that, and majority of these churches, they don't teach that, so that's a big thing. So people go out there and, they use the world's way, and like the title of my show, the wrong relationship choice can be fatal. It's just like walking through a minefield. And unfortunately, the people in these two scenarios here, they didn't heed that, and death was involved. Like, and look at these. Let me see. Because you got to think about it this way. Like, and this was a nice couple here, a pretty woman, handsome guy and everything. But think about this. Think about all these people here, think about them when they were kids and when they were 10 years old, they had ambitions and they thought, hey, I'm going to live my life and get old, this, that, and the other. And they're dead because of relationships. The one guy is going to spend life in prison, and just who knows what's going to happen. And he's going to be destroyed when he comes out, whatever. His mind ain't going to be right, But, is that what you think they thought was going to happen? But no. But that's the reality of life. We can't live in the fantasy that the media and Disney World and everything that's put in front of us, we can't live in that fantasy that's sold to us. We got to live in reality. And reality is the wrong relationship choice can be fatal, and there's other bad outcomes to it too, that pretty much all end in death. You can lose your mind and go crazy. Okay, so let's get into what the Bible says about this. And the first one I want to go to is this one. And this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. It says, mortify therefore your your members which are upon the earth, from fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Okay, and let's break this down. I've done this in other videos before, but we're going to break it down again. Okay, so mortify. Okay, what's the definition of that? And it's two, it's I in this context is subdue, mortifying the flesh by self-denial or discipline. Okay, mortify. So don't give in. Like when you see and avoid it anyway, it's poison. When you see a Nicki Minaj video, like my wife was showing me, she was at some fundraiser or something and just shaking her butt on stage like a stripper. It was like soft porn. I don't watch TV anymore. I don't listen to rap as far as the commercial rap that's marketed to us to destroy us. I don't watch that. I don't follow those artists. I don't have anything to do with it. Those artists have been deceived into destroying their own people with the lyrics and the message they send in those songs. So no, I don't follow any of that. But you watch a video like that and it raises your flesh up. You thinking, hey man, you getting a hard on and you want to go jump on something, and it just it is pouring fuel on the lust that's in you. And this tells you in this verse, it says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, okay, evil, concupiscence. So inordinate is unusually or disproportionately large, excessive, okay? And affection is a gentle feeling of fondness or liking, okay? So what it's saying is unusually or disproportionately large liking, and fondness. So it's, a craving. I want her body or whatever it is, that lust. And society, the media, and everything around you is encouraging that. And then it ends in what you saw earlier, death. Okay, because you're pouring, you're fueling the fleshly desires. You know what I'm saying? And you got to fight that. Okay. So it says, inordinate affections and evil concupiscence. Okay, so what's concupiscence is strong sexual desire, lust. Evil, strong sexual desire, lust. Because it say evil concupiscence. Okay, and that's what you saw here. This guy here, okay, and there's a definition. I don't know if I had it up there. But it says strong sexual desire, lust, okay, and evil concupiscence, okay? So this guy here fell for evil concupiscence because undoubtedly, he didn't look for the warning signs of whether this was a good woman to be around or whatever. I'm sure he caught her in lies and all that stuff like that, but he didn't know the signs to look for to pick a good woman, okay? And then even in this situation, I'm sure if they were with each other for this many years, there was sex involved. This man's emotions got all tangled and tied up in there. His mind wasn't right going into the situation. And I mean, he jumped on a huge landmine. And then the same with her. She didn't know what to look for in a man. It's just people are unaware how dangerous this situation is, like relationships now. And so many people, their mind isn't right now. That's one of the things that I was saying, like the way this society is, it's hard. It's hard to have your mind right. Like to make it to 30 or 35 years old without being on some type of medication or self-medicating with alcohol or some type of illegal drug or something, and have your mind right, the only way for that to be possible is for you to be heavily in this clinging to that Bible right there. Otherwise, if you're 30, 35 years old, you have to be on some type of drug or something. Okay. That's how bad this is. So subtle and deceptive how awful and terrible this world has gotten, because especially here in America, because to the eye, America looks awesome. Everything looks nice and pleasing to the eye and to the senses. But when you look at America and our society now through your spiritual eyes, it's horrible. It's ugly. It's nasty. A quick story. When I was in the military, we my squadron went to I didn't go, but they went to Thailand, and they were talking about how poor it was over there, and you know, the people, how poor they were, and this, that, and the other, like it was so bad. But you know what everybody kept saying when I was asking them about the trip? I would hear everybody say, yeah, but the one thing is, man, they were so happy and family oriented and willing to give and this, that, and the other. You know, that's over here in America, it's the exact opposite. Everything looks nice. It's so rich, but people are losing their minds and going crazy because of the pressure they're under, you know? So that's something to take into account. Let's see what another scripture we have here. And this is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15, and it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So again, you got to stay in the word, you know, and I'm just showing you, I'm proving to you that number one, the Bible isn't sitting there just trying to take your fun away from you. It's trying to say, don't walk over in that area because there's a landmine over there. And the world's telling you, oh, it's fun over here. The Bible just doesn't want you to have fun. You know, it's fun if you walk over here. No, it's trying to warn you and keep you safe. That's why the path that the Bible lays out for you is so rigid and narrow and specific, because it's trying to warn you about dangers. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we got Colossians. All right, we have 1 John. Okay, and this is the 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 and 16. I'm going to read verse 16, the verse after it also. It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Okay. So so let's give some examples of this. Like the lust of the flesh, stuff like you watch these rap videos and the movies and the sitcoms, the black sitcoms they got out now with, and the roles are twisted exactly opposite of what's in the Bible. And you're watching this stuff, you know, you're watching the videos and they telling you, you know, as a man, go out there and get that pussy. And they telling the woman, use that pussy to get what you need, you know, and my stuff to bomb. And they telling you to walk around dressed half naked with your butt out. And all you attracting is lust-filled men. And you can't figure out why the men keep dogging you out. You know, it's just so the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, they telling you, get all you could get all you could get. That's what you got to do. You got to get all you can. You know, that's what the world's telling you. When in reality, you need to be focused on keeping your mind right and not going crazy. You know, you need to focus on that to start with. Because, I mean, this place will make you go crazy. If you drink, you show me a woman. If I'm, you know, if I'm a man looking for a woman, you show me a woman that watches, you know, I don't even know the name of these shows, but all these popular shows, you know, Empire and all that popular stuff that comes on TV, that watches all the videos and going to the concerts and all that, and it's just drinking what this society has, drinking it down full, you know, unchaste, unwatered down. They're just drinking it down, straight on down. Everything this society puts out, I'm going to show you somebody who's eventually going to go crazy or have something disastrous happen in their life. Same thing with the men. You show me a man that's watching all the rap videos, watching all the shows, checking out all the movies that come on in this society, and you know, black folks, the stuff they feeding us is really toxic, and drinking that down with no chaser or anything, just drinking what this culture has. I'm gonna show you a lust-filled dog getting ready to be destroyed by, you know, a number of ways, you know. And I don't care whether it's some thug dude in the hood or it's some professional black dude up in the upper echelon of society. I'm telling you, it's gonna destroy him. Okay, you got to come out of this stuff. You got to, you know, get your mind right, getting this, cling to this Bible. Okay, and the Bible warns you about it. It says, flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Okay, so it's telling you the mindset you need to have, you know, and you know, you read that and it sounds corny and compared to what society's saying and what they're offering, but it's safe. You won't have a life full of pain and destruction, and you won't destroy other people. You know, it's no joke. You know, it's no joke. It's the deception that Satan has out here is so subtle and smooth. It's almost impressive, but the Bible is even more impressive. You know, and when it's taught properly, you're like, I remember when I came to the knowledge of the truth and realized what the Bible was really about. And I mean, I'm telling you, for that next month, or it was like 3 or 4 months, I'm not lying, I was literally walking around like, if I could make a facial expression for the way I felt, was whoa, like I was in awe, and I was like, wow, like all this is a deception. It's like Neo coming out of the Matrix, you know? So yeah, you know, it's no joke out here, man. This is a warning video. I'm just letting y'all know it's no joke. So anyway, get the word out, share this video, comment. If you have more input, put some comments in there. You know, keep me encouraged. I'd like to know, you know, how y'all feel out there. And check out some of the other videos, and have a nice day.